pleasant morning, we have gathered here to welcome an eminent personality. Fearless, persistent, global business, who doesn't believe in good enough, with a broad-based multinational and multicultural background, worked and lived in most continents, a leader with 36 plus years of distinguished global experience in the agriculture industry since 1981. We have Mr. Roger Tripathi with us today in this pleasant morning. We welcome you, sir. Now, I call upon Ms. Aarti to welcome Mr. Roger Tripathi with the token of thanks.
Thank you. It seems I am stealing one of your plants because you have so many plants here. Can I take it to the US?
Yeah, definitely it's for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On this special occasion, let's have a glance of Krishi Jagran's journey throughout the years.
What started with the launch of a single magazine 26 years ago, today is considered one of India's most respected and diversified agri-media companies. Krishi Jagran, for its years of consistent coverage on agriculture and that too in various languages, has managed to gain a place in LIMCA Book of Records for the largest multilingual agri-rural magazine. Published in almost 12 languages with a combined readership of nearly 15 million. Yes, you have heard it right, and that's circulated. Krishi Jagran today is also named to reckon with when it comes to social media platforms. Viewership is hitting crores every month, and with ever-increasing subscribers thanks to our farmers and followers. Working primarily on building farmer trust has helped Krishi Jagran reach the pinnacle where it is today, and it is just growing and going higher and higher. With 12 YouTube channels in its media bucket and 8 lakh plus daily visitors on its portal, Krishi Jagran is taking every bit of info to farmers and trying to make agri-media self-sufficient, so that when we speak, everyone does take a note. For that, Krishi Jagran also has a wide portfolio to help farmers, from Farmer the Brand to Farmer First, from FTP Organic to Tractor News, from everyone's favorite and talk of the town, KJ Chopar, wherein we bring eminent personalities and talk about the business scenario. Last but not the least, Farmer the Journalist. As the name says, we are making Farmer the Journalist, giving them the lifetime opportunity of sharing their reports from their village via videos and stories using their mobile phones. More than 200 farmers have already been trained as journalists. Mr. MC Dominic, the man behind Krishi Jagran and every initiative that you have heard and seen till now. From him, all this wasn't enough, so he went on to create AJAY, Agriculture Journalists Association of India. Lately, none other than Honorable Minister Purushottam Rupala unveiled with official emblem amidst the top dignitaries joining the launch physically and virtually. Not to miss was the President of International Federation of Agricultural Journalists, Lena Johnson, who to attend the launch and unveil AJAY's official site. Mr. MC Dominic and his team are leaving no stone unturned to help farmers reach their voice to every nook and corner of the nation, including government offices. In one line, Krishi Jagran is out to empower farmers for a greener future ahead.
Now, let us look into the successful journey of Mr. Roger Tripathi.
BioAg इनोवेशन के पास हमारे देश के किसानों और उपभोक्ताओं के लिए टिकाऊ और व्यावसायिक रूप से फायदेमंद नवाचार है। हालांकि व्यवसायीकरण और वैश्विक पहुंच की आवश्यकता अनुसार BioAg इनोवेशन किसान से उपभोक्ताओं तक स्थायी व्यवसायों को जोड़ने का काम कर रही है, जो संभव हुआ है मिस्टर रोजर त्रिपाठी द्वारा, जो ग्लोबल BioAg लिंकेजेस और BioAg इनोवेशन के चेयरमैन, चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफिसर और फाउंडर हैं। रोजर त्रिपाठी वैसे फ्रीलांस स्पीकर, कोच, मेंटर और बिजनेस रीबिल्डर के तौर पर भी जाने जाते हैं। रोजर त्रिपाठी बहुराष्ट्रीय बहुसांस्कृतिक पृष्ठभूमि से आते हैं तथा एक जुनूनी और वैश्विक कृषि के व्यवसायिक लीडर हैं, जो व्यवसायों को प्रबंधन चुनौतियों के साथ परिवर्तन के अगले स्तर पर ले जाने के लिए सक्षम है। आपको बता दें कि रोजर त्रिपाठी ने साल 1996 से साल 1999 तक RMIT मेलबोर्न ऑस्ट्रेलिया यूनिवर्सिटी से MBA की है। इसके साथ ही 1980 से 1983 तक गोविंद वल्लभ पंत कृषि एवं प्रौद्योगिकी विश्वविद्यालय से प्लांट ब्रीडिंग जेनेटिक्स एंड प्लांट पैथोलॉजी में MSc की है। गौरतलब है कि रोजर त्रिपाठी साल 2016 से साल 2017 तक अमेरिकन प्लांट हेल्थ डिवीजन में प्रेसिडेंट के रूप में कार्य कर चुके हैं और साथ ही साल 2013 से साल 2016 तक साइटोसैन लैबोरेटरीज के प्रबंध निदेशक मार्केटिंग और सेल्स के पद पर भी कार्य किया है। इससे पूर्व इन्होंने 2010 से 2013 तक सिंगापुर के डेयर क्रॉप साइंस में सब्जी, जीव विज्ञान और खाद्य श्रृंखला के व्यवसाय प्रमुख के पद पर भी कार्य किया है। रोजर त्रिपाठी ने कृषि, वानिकी, चारा, बीज, उर्वरक और अब जैव कृषि जैसे अधिकांश कृषि क्षेत्रों में काम किया है। रोजर त्रिपाठी ने R&D में अपना जीवन शुरू किया। इसके बाद इन्होंने कृषि विज्ञान, विपणन, बिक्री और व्यवसाय जैसे क्षेत्रों में भी अपना हाथ आजमाया है और ये सिद्ध कर दिखाया है कि अगर आप ठान लो तो आप किसी भी क्षेत्र में ऊंचाइयों को छू सकते हो, क्योंकि मंजिल उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है। पंख से कुछ नहीं होता, हौसलों से उड़ान होती है। रोजर त्रिपाठी में एक सक्रिय प्रबंधक, टीम निर्माता, व्यापार योजनाकार जैसी कई परियोजनाओं का प्रबंधन करने की क्षमता है। रोजर त्रिपाठी को चुनौतियों का सामना करते हुए अपने मुकाम तक पहुंचने के लिए सिद्धता प्राप्त है। तो वही रोजर त्रिपाठी को कृषि उद्योग में 35 से भी अधिक वर्षों का वैश्विक अनुभव है और ये अनुभव रचनात्मक, परिणाम संचालित व्यवसाय लीडर, तत्कालिकता की यथार्थवादी भावना के साथ असाधारण परिणामों पर केंद्रित है और आज अपने जीवन के दिलचस्प लम्हों को शेयर करने के लिए कृषि जागरण के तीसरे चौपाल में मौजूद हैं मिस्टर रोजर त्रिपाठी।
I use this special occasion to invite our dearest founder and editor-in-chief, Sri MC Dominic sir, onto the stage to deliver the welcome speech.
As usual, we are extremely happy to have a global veteran. Okay, we used to have a lot of Indian veterans up to now in our office. Now we are having a global people who can actually share what is the pulse of agriculture globally. And we have a man who has been educated, traveled, done business all through his life, not only in one continent, many continents. So the knowledge he will be sharing will be actually inspiring and more valuable to our team. And I am very happy. You might have seen the story how he have achieved his success. When I was looking to his photographs, I was just remembering one great businessman of the globe, the CEO of Virgin Atlantic. When he come to India, I remember how he got down from the elephant and come out. The way he could inspire the audience. He was a marketing guru, I think, in that sense. I see the same feeling when I see Mr. Roger. And I'm sure we are going to experience this for the next few minutes. So I don't take much time. Let us listen to Mr. Roger. Please come, sir.
Thank you so much. Mr. and Mrs. Dominic, thank you so much, and the team, Mr. Sani, to invite me here. In view of the time, I will try to keep my things to very simple principles of my life. Number one is the youth I see in this room. If anything can change the world, it's our youth population. However, there has to be a connect between the youth and the old. Because we are the people, and I think your video was so touching, thank you so much. Even I didn't know a lot of things about myself, what I learned today, because we put it in few minutes. But one thing which I have learned through, that the boundaries are all going away between the young and the old, country to country, farmer to consumer. If you remember earlier, most of us were just talking about either farmers or the consumer. Farmers means we are talking about food security, consumer means we are talking about food safety, and there was no connecting dots. So through my life, and I am very blessed, as you can see, I am thoroughbred Indian, and my heart will always remain Indian, but I am American and Australian. Having said that, I also felt that if I go to Turkey, and if my Turkey friends are listening to me, they will feel the same homecoming for me. If I go to Brazil, you will see that in 6-7 months. Whenever I go there, it's like homecoming there as well. I'm going next in 10 days to Colombia. It's going to be the same thing. I have to go there and talk about almost the same topic about what is real sustainability about farmers and consumers. So let me give you 5-6 points. Number one, whatever you do it with passion. Otherwise, don't do it. There is everything else you can learn in your MBAs and in colleges. One thing you cannot learn is the passion. That has to come from within. And I think that has marked a big difference in my life. Some of my team members, they say that you are younger than us. And by the way, they are 20 years younger than me. And they are listening. I know that it's going live. So a lot of them are listening and they know what I'm talking about. Second thing is, don't forget, in our business especially, don't forget the farmers. Because if you don't have the respect for the farmers, then you are in the wrong business. Because the biggest risk taker is farmer. Tell me, do you have weekends? Yes. Do our farmers have weekends when they have to go to the field? They don't. Can they predict their income? No. Your income is predicted, our income is predicted, their income is not predicted. So if you are in this business, be farmer-centric by the heart, not window dressing. Second thing is, never talk about extremes. You will hear a lot of things, and I say this globally. Only organic, only regenerative, chemicals are bad. Or, in my time, 80s, 90s, we were flogging chemicals, Mr. Dominic. Even if we didn't need potash, we were putting potash in the soil. That was wrong. So I'm trying to repay that. So my point is, whatever we do, we have to make sure that food safety and food security are equally important. If you go totally extreme organic, it's good. But then don't forget, you have to feed 1.4 billion people. On the other side, if you go full chemical and no sensitivity to what you're putting in the soil and the crop, that's also not good. That's the reason I adopted and became baptized completely in bioagriculture, sustainable agriculture, where I say to you all and to my audience globally, follow sustainable agriculture. That is integrated crop management. That means use the law of minimum on the chemicals and law of optimization on natural products. Simple as that. If you integrate everything, then it's good for the consumer because you have safer food. At the same time, you are also ensuring ROI for the farmers. I also have a message for my regulators across the globe. What happened in Sri Lanka should never happen again in any other country. Because there was an extreme adopted. I say the same thing to my European regulators. They are stopping the chemicals, it's okay. But have you softened? Have you really improved your regulation for natural products? I don't think so. So what's happening? There is a gap. That means you are going to create food security problems. How difficult it is for the governments to sit down and say, we are going to have robust, foolproof, but faster way to bring natural products to the market. Simple. You get it, I get it, why can't they get it? Why it has to take 6-7 years when the whole generation has already passed? Do you guys agree or not? I will leave some time for your questions as well. Then comes the soil health and the plant health. Don't only look at the plant health, you have to look at the soil health. Have you noticed if your gut is not feeling good, you can have the best food or whatever, but you are not feeling good internally. Same thing is the soil. If the soil is not good, you can do whatever to the plant, your plant will never be healthy, therefore there will not be any good ROI. So these are some small things I want to again recap. Keep things in balance. Don't be extremist. Follow the passion. Do whatever you do, make a difference. I could have easily retired a few years ago when I started my business, Mr. Dominic. Because I had done a lot of reforming of different businesses, going global. But then I thought, I have not returned my investment to the society. Of course, in the process, we all have to make some money to sustain ourselves. But this is also my way to return to the society. So I want to request all of you to join me in this passion. Do 80% for yourself, but do 20% for the society as well. Thank you so much.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I just want to know, do you see any country that you feel are sustainable agriculture as being developed? Or you think that we can aspire more?
Yeah, so this is a very good question. First of all, you should be very proud that India's awareness for sustainable agriculture has improved leaps and bounds in last 3-4 years. If you remember when I did my first congress in Delhi, Mr. Seni, you remember, I was pleading to everyone. In fact, I had to talk to a lot of my industry friends to establish and found Vasai also. They will remember that. And I'm also associated with BIPA. But I traveled almost 9 days in the countryside this time. So the awareness of the sustainable agriculture is really improving. So I must say that before I give you other countries' name, that India's awareness is very good. The gap is on the supply side. So I want to start with India. We have to make sure that the snake oil products are depleted, science-based products are in front, so the farmers are not cheated. Now coming back to which country is doing really well in the sustainable agriculture, the country which has made the maximum progress, I would say, is Brazil. And I was surprised because 4 or 5 years ago when we were talking about the top sustainable agriculture countries, we were talking about Europe, we were talking about the USA, but in 3, 4, 5 years, Brazil has really improved a lot. So watch out for Brazil. But I would say that Brazil, India, some parts of Europe, slowly Turkey also, we are also launching some initiatives in Turkey. I had a good meeting with the government folks as well when I was there for BioAg. So we are trying to coordinate those kind of harmonization across the globe. So I want to let you know that I am working with the Chinese Biostimulant Association. I am very actively working with the BIPA as well as Vasai, but also with EVIC and IDMA in Europe, and then Crop Life in Brazil, and then Colombian Association and BIPA in US. So we are trying to take it a little more I would say, sense of urgency oriented, but so far it's not enough. That's why you will hear me a lot. Any other questions from anyone else? Because I know you guys have.
Good morning, sir. My name is Sunita from the editorial team. Sir, your slogan is locally global and global locally. So how are you staying true to that motto?
That's a very good question. So I'm Indian OCI, an American citizen, an Australian citizen. I have lived in Singapore, I have worked in Canada, and I have worked in 45 countries, and I have operations in 20 countries. And this is also a good question. I never talk about my business. Did you notice that? But because you asked me, let me tell you that I have two businesses. One is global BioAg linkages, where I do globally local, locally global. Because number of times when people are doing service-oriented business, they try to export the expertise from Florida to Brazil or California to Chile. So I wanted to make a structure where we are not just acting as localized consultants, but it's a totally a service-oriented linkages business. So as the name says, global BioAg linkages. So I have my folks who have 30, 40, 20 years of experience within those countries. That's why it's locally global. So if you see my team, it's all over the place, and they are all local experts. If you ask them ABCD of that country, including companies, people, experts, they know everyone. That's why we are globally local. My second business is Global BioAg Innovations. This is where I want to bring the best of the best innovation to get rid of the snake oils to different countries. So we choose best of the best and then offer to different countries. In that, I would also like to give a little plug to the innovators in India. There are some very young, very good, established as well innovators coming from India. So I'm also aiming to take some good innovation from India to the globe.
We can almost last yes.
Good morning, sir. My name is Diksha. You recently collaborated with Nectar Chemicals and Biofertilizers.
Yeah.
So, what are your plans ahead with them?
So my plan with them and others, they are our regional distributor for the BioAg innovations. My goal is to bring the best of the best product to across the nation here. So Nectar, we are starting in the north. We are starting with Odia in the south. Then we will have some other partners in the west and the east and the central. That's how we want to cover our partnerships. At the same time, you will also see some news coming out. We are also going to have some strategic partnership with some very like-minded companies who will take our products in a particular segment across India.
Thank you, sir.
One thing, so much experience that you had, we have been talking about for some time, doubling farmers' income. You really see it's happening, or it's easier said than done? That it's a task which will take much longer than people are expecting.
Very good political question. I love it. It's not a political question. I'm just joking because the statement came from Mr. Modi. That's why we'll see. But let me tell you 2-3 things here. I am totally apolitical. But sometimes you need to have these targets. Just like Mr. Dominic must be giving you some targets for the day, it doesn't mean you always reach those targets 100%. So doubling the income, even if it's not doubling the income and we are making efforts to that direction with sincerity, it's a very good way to do it. Second thing is, I think a lot of these things are subjective. Doubling the income is very difficult in a country like India to really calculate. Then you will find people who can bash it up and say it is not double, and you will find numbers which will say it is double. But I take more this as an inspiration that let us target to double the income of the farmers. Maybe it's not 2025, maybe 2027. But at least we are aspiring and working towards it. And that's very important for us. If no other questions, I am here for another hour. Sure. I was hoping that it will be coming from you.
सर आपने इतनी सारी कंट्रीज आपने घूमी हुई है, वहाँ का आपने एग्रीकल्चर देखा हुआ है. आपके हिसाब से इंडिया में सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर के लिए क्या क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है, क्या क्या ट्राइंग अभी करना बाकी है जिसके थ्रू हम एक सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर के टारगेट को अचीव कर सकें?
बहुत बढ़िया क्वेश्चन आपने पूछा. मैं इसका हिंदी का जवाब हिंदी में ही दूंगा. मैं उन NRI में ऐसा नहीं हूँ जो बाहर जाके एक्सेंट बदल देते हैं उनका इंग्लिश में बोलते हैं. तो हिंदी में मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि सबसे बड़ी चीज़ जो सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर में आपको मालूम है, मैं आपको ही पूछूंगा, किसी एक को जवाब देना पड़ेगा. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ सस्टेनेबिलिटी? व्हाट आर द पिलर्स ऑफ सस्टेनेबिलिटी? Sustainability means you are taking care of your environment, correct? At the same time, you are taking care of the income and society. So as far as the sustainable agriculture, in India, because of the small land holding, the most important thing is the integrated crop management, as I was telling you earlier. The education of the farmers. The farmers are very educated. I was in the field for 2 days in a row, and I think you showed one of that video also when they are showing their okra. That is sustainable agriculture. The farmer came to me and he said, "What product is this? Where did you bring it? Because my okra is giving me twice the flowers, giving me more consistent okra. I am getting better price in the mandi. At the same time, I am getting 30% more yield." That is sustainable. And he is not using any more chemicals. So that's what we have to do at each farm. Whether it comes from our company or any other company, we are all colleagues. I never see this as a competition. Our main aim should be that the farmers have the best knowledge, the best products available, science-based, and at the same time, they get better price of their produce, and that will be sustainable. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for spending time with us, for being with us, for sharing your words of wisdom for everything. And now I request Pandit sir to share the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Tripathi. It's an honor having you here. Right, and I can see your name locally, global, and global locally with Roger and then with Tripathi. I think, like you said, you've touched on a very important point, but I will also use Hindi and English.
Yes.
Like you're saying, passion, the foundation of any industry that you're in. You must respect your subject, which in our case is farmer, like you're saying. If we cannot respect a farmer, you won't be successful in the work that you're doing. Third, never be extremist, because nature is all about balance, sustainability, the vegetable to wow. So I think the information that we've got from you and the kind of global experience that you've had, you traveled across the world, and what you've shared with the, our team of editorial, I think this will definitely help them widen their horizons and bring the stories in the way that you've shared in a very simple way. And I think I just would like to thank once again and honor. I would request anytime if you ever come back to India, would love to have you, sir. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. We'd just like to have a quick photo session. That's part of our ritual, sir. Thank you so much, sir.